Always a pretty view to come out to, man, let me tell you. We will not be taking the Audi out today because we got some ice and snow and just not good stuff.
What's going on, everyone? I am IFBB Pro, Matt Greggo. So like I said, today we got some ice, some snow, so we're not taking the Audi out today because it just wouldn't be the smartest thing to do. It is all-wheel drive, but you gotta be a little bit more careful because that's a smart thing to do. Even though I do want to drive in the ice and snow a little bit, but the smart thing to do is to not drive it, so not driving it today. But we are going to get a haircut right now because, okay, I know I get like some jokes on the channel about my hair, and I get like a haircut every week, but guess what? I haven't had a haircut in like 17 or 18 days, so that's like way more than I normally go without getting a haircut, so I've been slacking, but gotta get a haircut right now. Got to go head over right now. Gotta eat this meal. Where'd I put the meal? Got some salmon and salmon and jasmine rice. I love salmon. Haven't been eating as much, but I was being lazy, honestly, so I made it up. Finally got the salmon on deck, ready to eat this shit. We're gonna go head over and get the haircut right now. All right, so I got the haircut done. We're in the chair for the Q&A. This is my Q&A chair. I guess I'm maybe doing here every month. But anyway, if you want to participate in the next Q&A, follow me at Matt Greggo on Instagram. That's where I do my questions. Well, that's where I ask for people to give me questions. So if you want to take advantage of the next Q&A, like I said, probably monthly, follow me on Instagram at Matt Greggo. With that being said, let's get into the Q&A. And this chair is comfy, I cannot lie. So first question, it's a good question. How to become an athlete for a brand? So that's a very good question. I partnered up with Controlled. I became a sponsor athlete with Controlled Labs. It's as simple as this. You have to give value. You have to give value to the company. When a company reaches out to an influencer, for example, the goal is obviously to make money. It's that simple. Or also to, expand their reach, which will help make, long-term money down the road. But so it goes like this. The influencer makes money with the negotiations and whatever they get on their end for, their duties. And the company makes money from the reach of the influencer. So it's a win-win. What I would say to any of y'all who are trying to get sponsored or who have options to get sponsored is that take your time. When I got my offers for sponsorships, I had a pretty good amount of them. There's other ones who, I'm not gonna lie, could have, they may give me more money, but sometimes you have to go with what feels right and you have to go with what you align with. So I wouldn't say just jump on any sponsorship because that may not work well for you. Plus your reputation is on the line and you have to make sure you're backing yourself with something you believe in. Anything I partner up with, I actually use, I believe in. So to get sponsored, you have to have value. And if you truly want to get sponsored, make sure it's something you believe in because that's you're going to be endorsing their products. You're going to be putting your name behind it. So you got to make sure you trust and believe in them. So very good question. Main take home. If you're looking for a sponsorship, you have to give value and take your time looking for that sponsorship because you're putting your name behind it. So very important. Next question. Your plan for making it to the Olympia. So it's pretty simple. This year is here, it's 2021. My goal is to qualify for Olympia. I'm not the type of guy to be just like, oh yeah, I want to go show up and do well. No, I'm showing up, I want to win, I want to go to Olympia, I want to do well. So I have to either qualify on points or I have to qualify by winning. So my goal of getting to the Olympia is I can do, as many shows as I can, right? So if I want to do 6 shows, I do 6 shows. I'm not afraid to do shows back to back to back to back. At the end of the day, my ultimate goal, when doing all this is to get to the Olympia, to be at the elite of the men's physique game. So if that means I have to do 6 shows, I'll do 6 shows. Would it be awesome if I qualify by winning my first show? That'd be amazing. But if it didn't happen, no worries. Keep on going because, when you're a rookie, your face is new. People have to learn who you are. You have to get feedback from the judges for the first time. So there's a lot that goes into, getting the pro scene. It's a lot different than NPC, The difference from the NPC level to the pro level is very, very big. So my plan is I have my pro debut lined up. It could change, but that's the show that I have targeted right now. And there's a lot of shows lined up. So my goal is to do as many shows I have to get to Olympia. So that means either qualifying on points or winning a show or whatever. But that's my plan to get to Olympia. I'm going to do as many shows as it takes. And that's a big goal for me in 2021. How many years have you been training and competing? So I've been training for about 11 now. The first 4 years were kind of BSing. I was working in my basement, working out in my basement. So that was not the best. But I was making gains. So I knew I had some decent genetics. So I was making gains in my basement with just a bench and I had a preacher curl machine, I could do dumbbell and barbell preacher curls on it. But competing, my first show was 2016 and I've been competing ever since. So what is that, 6 years? 5, 6 years? That's all I've been competing. It's been a hell of a journey. I've been learning a ton.
I've been learning to make myself better and to make my athletes better. And you just learn so much you get ready for shows, especially about your life. I think people just get ready for shows and they don't realize how much you can learn about themselves and other aspects of life. Like the development of getting ready for a show is just insane, from physical to mental. It's so much happens in it. And I'll tell you what, getting ready for shows, every single one, I learned so much about myself, and life changes every single one. I swear to you, because you just learn so much about yourself with that experience. I get spiritual in my preps, so I just feel like every prep I just grow as a person, like becoming a better Matt every single prep. Things you wish you did / knew when you started lifting. So when I first started lifting, I was a nut because I thought you had to starve yourself. Like I would be training hard, but I'd be starving myself. I'd be eating like lentils and like some beans. I'd be eating like no carbs, like low fat. Like I was just doing everything wrong. So I will not lie to you all. I was doing a ton of mistakes in the beginning, but I think the thing I wish I knew when I started lifting was that you have to, eat in a surplus. You have to train progressively. You have to sleep, because I wasn't sleeping enough either. It was like you have to have all those things in synergy. So you have to be training hard, you have to be eating the right amount to grow, and you have to be sleeping the right amount to recover. So if younger Matt, little tadpole Matt knew that, it'd probably be a lot easier now, but that's life. You live and you learn. Tips for helping people just getting started in their bodybuilding career. So if you are just getting started in bodybuilding, I'd just be worried about building a foundation, if we're talking about getting into bodybuilding, like growing and, learning the game of bodybuilding, just enjoy the process. Make sure you're a sponge, taking all the information that comes around you, have people that are close to you who can help you, elevate your game. If you mean in terms of prepping for your, a show, I say the same applies, in life you gotta be a sponge, always be absorbing information and learning new things. So if you're trying to start your bodybuilding career, always be learning. To this day, I'm always learning something. And I'm not only learning from people, who are higher in level than me. You learn things from everybody. So just be a sponge, taking all the information around you. This one's kind of like a piggyback on that one, tips for your first show. I think I answered this in my other Q&A, so I'm gonna be a little bit quicker on this question, but take your time, get a good coach, and have fun with it. That's a big one too, because don't put too much pressure on yourself for your first show. Make sure you're enjoying the process, enjoy show day, enjoy all the blessings of that first show, because it's a really special experience and you never get another first show. It's it. So take your time, get a good coach, and just learn from that coach and just enjoy the process. Have fun with it. I think it's really big. People need to have more fun with it. I can admit that my first show was I was prepping really hard and it was hard to appreciate everything, but now when I'm prepping for shows, I really make sure I appreciate everything more. Going to Classic ever, got the build for sure. I appreciate it a lot. I get that a lot, to be honest with you, but will I go to a Classic one day? I might. Will I go into Classic this year? Definitely not. I am not in a rush to go to Classic. I like men's physique. I love the way, I just love the physique division. I do love to pose, so that's why Classic does kind of seem like enticing, but I'm in no rush. I'm young, so if Classic happens down the road, cool, but for now, stay in men's physique. Thank you for the question. Exercises you find the most effective for chest, arms, and legs. Let's just do chest and legs. So if I had to pick the most effective exercise for chest, I would probably say an incline dumbbell press or incline barbell press for just overall bang for your buck movements. I'm not a big fan of flat bench. It just scares me. Too many injuries on that. Flat dumbbell, I'd probably go to incline because most people, have a lagging upper chest, so I'd probably go with the incline. But incline dumbbell or incline barbell are probably my go-tos. For legs, I know a lot of people like to say squats, and I am a big fan of squats, but I like hack squats the most, personally. But you can't go wrong with squats. Any squatting is probably the best bang for your buck for leg training, but I would definitely say hack squats are my favorite. But some people do get great results from the squat, so you can't go wrong with a barbell squat or hack squat. How did you start your online coaching program? So when I started coaching, when it comes to coaching, you have to make sure you're ready for that step, because you got to think like this. You have someone's, not life in your hands, but you have someone's, their goals, they're putting a lot of trust in you. They're trusting you to steer the ship for them into the right direction. So if you don't have the information you need to help them, it's just they're gonna get really disappointed, discouraged. They might not want to lift anymore if you put them down the wrong path. If this is the first time getting in the journey of self-improvement to the gym. I started my coaching simply by helping friends in college, and then moving forward with that, just seeing how their body responded to certain diet manipulations, and then I got my personal training certification, and then I became a personal trainer, and I worked with a lot of people and learned. But the biggest thing is I think initial coaches need to realize that they can't be charging a lot of money off the get-go if they don't have any results to speak for it, right? So if you're trying to start your coaching program, for example, you got to make sure, like, one, you have the knowledge, and two, you got to realize that you might have to not eat shit, but you might have to help some people out before you can start charging for your service, because how does anyone know if what the service you're going to give them is going to be beneficial to them? So you have to build it up as time goes on. So I'm very blessed, like very, very blessed. I have a very, successful coaching business. And it's taken a lot of time to get there, but if you're trying to do that, it comes down to having the knowledge, and then you have to build up, your clients and make sure they have success, and then they get referrals. But a lot goes into what people don't understand is that coaching is a business, right? So you have, the front end, you have the back end. It's a business, so you have to know how to market. You have to know the knowledge to help people get the goals, right? So you have to know the marketing. You have to know the actual sciences and knowledge that go into helping someone achieve their goals, and you have to know the back end, like accounting and all that. So a lot goes into online coaching. Unless obviously you have someone doing the managing for that. But for example, I do it all myself. I have an accountant and everything, but I do a lot of the marketing, the knowledge. That's all me. So that's how I started my coaching. Just kind of experimenting with friends and learning. I got my certifications, and for business, I was in business school, so I got the business side of things, knowledge. So yeah, I've been training for 10 plus years. So obviously you learn a lot from that, and all the experience I've had through, the certification courses and all of that, and then business side as well. So that's how we got to where we are today. Are you, aka me, competing in 2021? Hell yeah, we're competing in 2021. We're doing the gauntlet if we got to. But yeah, I'm competing in 2021. Shows coming up. Not soon. I'm trying to grow a little bit more, but shows are coming up, so you'll see me at those shows. How long before you step on the Olympia stage? Honestly, that's something I can't predict that, right? I will say, like I said previously, my goal is to get to Olympia. We'd be very blessed if we got on stage for Olympia this year, but if we didn't, we're planning to. But if we didn't, just get better for next year, because that's what this game's about, Especially, I always tell people, like, especially when you're young, you have to take it step after step after step, right? So if you do your first pro show, so you get like, top 10, top 5, and you get some very crucial feedback, be like, hey, you need to improve on this. That's like priceless information, because now you know what to do to get better for the future. So a lot of like the first pro shows is getting, data information to help move you forward in the game. So I don't know when I'm gonna get Olympia stage, right? But I can tell you that I'm gonna be working my ass off and gearing up to do it this year. That's the goal, right? Thank you for the question. Are you planning on getting bigger and competing in a different class? I am not. Kind of similar to classic question, but I am not. But I know I could if I wanted to. I don't really push the envelope to get bigger necessarily. If anything, I kind of pull back a little bit. So would I go to like classic one day? Yeah, sure. I could see myself doing that. Bodybuilding, I don't really see myself going to bodybuilding, but you never know what the future holds. But like I said, I really like men's physique. I like the way it looks, like the taper and everything. So that's the plan for now. Your diet when you are cutting, bro, with a fire emoji. You gotta have that fire emoji. So when I'm cutting, here's the diet. Push, 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 push. We're going hard. I mean, that's simple as that. When I'm dieting, I don't cut unless I'm getting ready for a show, just to be honest with you. So when I'm getting ready for a show, I'm pushing the envelope in terms of diet. I am, not starving. You're starving. Let's be honest, you're starving because you get to get peeled. So I'm going hard. I'm trying to get in the best shape I can. For the past show I did, the NPC Universe, where I got my pro card, I was in shape for a while. So the diet was, it was rough. But that's what it takes. People want to find simple solutions to getting in shape. But the simple solution is the hard work, right? So if you want to get in shape, it's going to kind of suck at some point, You appreciate it, right? It's a blessing to be able to do it, right? You know, like if you want to get in shape, right, you gotta suffer to get truly contest ready conditioning. But you know, you gotta appreciate everything too, because it is a blessing to be able to do that. You know, not everyone can even cut down to that, you know, even for any circumstance. But yeah, there's no simple solution. You know, you gotta really diet hard, you gotta train hard, and a lot goes into it. But I think a thing that people reach out to me, even for my coaching, is, and when it comes to contest prep, is I always have some serious questions I ask them beforehand, because when you're in a serious cut, things aren't going to be as flexible. Like I'm not a big believer in flexible dieting for a show. It's just my belief. You know, for lifestyle clients, I love it. I think flexible dieting is great for but for contest prep or like a serious cut, I think it's just better to have controlled variables. So I like to have similar foods every day, so I don't have to change. But when it comes to my diet, I'm pushing really hard. I'm dieting hard, and my goal is to get as peeled as possible. You know, to look my best for show day. So yeah, you gotta get shredded. Gotta diet hard. It sucks, but it's a blessing. Very interesting question. What things along your path did you think would stop you from achieving what you have now? So if anything, I think that myself, like me, was stopping me from being on the path I was supposed to be. It wasn't anyone else. It was me. Because I thought that I wasn't gonna make a living off fitness, so I needed to be in business, and that was the right thing to do because I was surrounded by people in business. You know, and eventually what I saw was that these people were just unhappy as fuck. Like they weren't happy. You know, they were making someone else's dream come true, and I never wanted to do that. That scared the hell out of me. Like I was so afraid of making someone else's dreams come true and not mine. And I saw myself starting to do that with one of the places I was working at, and I was like, yeah, this is not for me. And that's when I made the big changes and, you know, quit everything. But I think if anything, I was the person that stopped me from being on my path, and it wasn't anyone else. And once I realized that I was doing that, life changed forever. Like seriously, life changed forever. Is the muffin pump a myth? Is it a Greggo mystery? It's a mystery at this point. So, backstory, I used to eat muffins all the time for workout, almost 2 a day sometimes, and then I got out of that. But I was a muffin man for a while, and I got really fluffy. I was really the muffin man in terms of body fat, so it's a Greggo mystery, not anymore. I have them here and there, but not much. What was your job before fitness? So honestly, my jobs were mostly fitness, but I was doing jobs that weren't fitness during my jobs in fitness. Does that make sense? So I had jobs in fitness, but I also didn't have jobs in fitness. But one of my jobs, I guess, you know, that wasn't fitness was I was doing digital marketing at a PE firm. And that was one of the experiences, you know, that made me realize that I think I'm better working for myself and on my own dreams. Honestly, that experience like really was a blessing to me because I learned so much about myself and business. I realized that I don't think that path was for me. It's for some people, it's for a lot of people actually, but it wasn't for me. But I'm very thankful that I had the opportunity because it helped me grow so much, helped me realize things about myself and taught me so much. But yeah, I was doing digital marketing, and then that, like I said, there in that video where I explained my life, I just quit everything, you know, everything. That was my job outside of fitness. Like I said, I want to be in business. That was my goal. Like, I wanted to be a pure businessman. Was in school and everything, but you know, sometimes, you know, life pulls you in different directions. You need to really pull it together and figure out which direction is right for you. So thank God I found the right direction for me. But yeah, job outside fitness was that. All right, that's gonna conclude the Q&A. I appreciate you all so much for watching my videos, supporting me. I love you all. If you didn't, like, comment, subscribe, share this video, helps the channel grow. I appreciate it so much. Almost at 4,500, we have 4,300 subscribers, so you know, 5,000 could be here before we know it. You know, we got monetized, so a lot of blessings this year. Appreciate you all so much for watching. That's gonna do it for today's video. I'm out of here. Peace.
training. Are you next?